This is an emergency broadcast. We have detected an imminent asteroid collision with the moon's surface. We are currently assessing the extent of the damage and the number of casualties. At this moment, our teams are working tirelessly to restore communication with lunar outposts. For those still on the moon, be aware that we are mobilizing all available resources to assist you. Conserve your energy and ration your supplies until further notice. Additional information will be provided as the situation unfolds. Stay tuned for updates. Over and out.
I repeat, Crust has declared a state of emergency of the first degree. Commercial shipments and cargo landings are prohibited. All complexes, resources, and facilities on the moon are now under Crust control. All remaining facilities should switch to emergency frequency and report their status. Conserve energy and resources, and await further instructions.
What's happening? Director, can you hear me? We're receiving reports that a meteorite collided with the moon and the state of emergency has been declared. Director, confirm you're on the line right now. You could have done it more quickly and spared me the worry. Director, there's still no signal from the personnel of the base. I'll try again, but my hope is dwindling. Robert, come in. Robert, do you copy? Robert, damn it, come in. There appear to be no survivors. I'm glad you were on the orbital station when the collision happened. I suggest you stay there as long as possible. We should try to hold out until logistics with Earth are restored. Start with electricity. We still have resources and functional drones. That should be enough for a few solar panels and batteries.
Hello everybody, Burnedoutguy here, and welcome to the Crust. Alright, so we're going to start off by pausing this beautiful thing, and we're going to have a look at our little area here. Alright, so nothing has changed on the main map thing. That looks still very nice. Alright, so we'll start off with making a little solar field over here, maybe. That'll be pretty good.
Judging by the seismic activity, the meteorite impact occurred on the far side of the moon. We're lucky it happened so far away from our mission, but the strength of the blast wave raises a lot of questions.
Is that all the head of the research department can say? Somewhere far away there was an explosion and we don't know the cause?
Because scientists are working with proven facts, not speculating on fragmentary evidence. Much more data would be needed to reach the conclusions.
There we go, put some power here. They only require 5, and I'm going to put 6. We can speed up the time here.
We have electricity, but our resource reserves are almost depleted. We need to restore production as soon as possible. Let's start with preparing the elevator to gain access to the underground level. Then build a charging station for the drones. Make sure that elevator and charging station are connected to the power network.
Okay, so now we got to repair the elevator.
The explosion destroyed everything on the surface, but there may still be mining modules underground. We need to go down and see what we have left.
Objective achieved.
Director, we need to reconnect the power.
Alright, so down here, we're just going to do what she wants. She wants us to connect power, so we'll do that. There you go.
That's better. I see that we have a module to produce smart concrete, but we have an urgent need to resume production of steel and silicone. Director, I have an idea. First, convert 5 drones into miners, and we'll proceed.
Alright, so we'll do that. Convert these 5.
We have smelting furnaces, but to start producing any resource, the relevant oxides are always needed. We will now mine them with the mining drones. Director, we have access to iron and silicone veins. Assign drones to mine the resources from the veins to supply the processing modules with raw materials.
Okay, I'm going to build another one of these.
Excavation mode.
Then we're going to put 5 more on making the miners. So now we got 10 miners. So what is going to happen is we're going to mine out a little bit of an area. So kind of like what I like to do at the beginning is just mine out a little bit. Here, we'll do this properly. So if you want to make sure your lines are straight, you can hit Q and E to like line up your screen. And then you could just kind of like, oh, I want to delete this. There you go. And then I just make like a small little square to begin with. Just still so you can see the outline of the base. That looks pretty good. And then I'll just fill in the rest of this. There we go. So now we've painted the whole inside of the thing. Notice that there's different colors, and you can get like into like greens too afterwards. They'll go or yellowish, and then kind of different colors of greens. These are like your stages of priority. So as you get to the green, this is like the lesser priority, and the dark orange is like the first priority. So that's a little thing that you can do. So if you want everything to just kind of remain the same priority, just don't take your mouse off. Just hold the button through the entire thing. So we're gonna let them do all this and mine it all out. If any conversations or anything pop up, I'll leave them and I'll record them and play them as they go. But other than that, we're gonna come back once I've mined all this out. I truly do wish there was a higher zoom function to like zoom farther out in the map, because this is as far as it zooms out. It would be really nice if it would zoom out a little bit farther. It does not. The one thing I did notice about the how the AI is doing their things is it's no longer in a big circle, which I guess is kind of good. Second of all, priority doesn't seem to really, unless, oh, okay, I understand why the priority didn't matter, because they hit rare earth. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So now they're just kind of going wherever they want, kind of thing. Interesting. But the interior drones still work in some kind of a slight circle, because they're still trying to pick out what's closest as to what's farthest, I guess, which is smart. So they're probably a little bit more efficient. So here we go. After a little bit of time, we have quite a bit of stuff mined out here. I noticed that the majority of the things are at the top, so that's kind of nice. Kind of got lots of space here. Very few materials down this way. A lot of rare earth and stuff. Got a few on the outlines. But we got a nice little strip kind of going through here in the middle here where there's like nothing. So I think this is where we're going to start our production line going this way. We got a lot of stuff up here too, like it's all empty, but and then you get our little corner full of good stuff. So that's nice. That's nice. So what I did in the meantime, I did have to put one miner on here to slowly gather some silicone, because we weren't producing enough silicone to keep our electronics out here alive, right? So, but I guess now we could actually repair this thing here and turn this thing on, and then start feeding some steel in here. The mission wants us to start extracting, so maybe we'll put just one miner on there. There we go. We'll just turn it off for now, since there's like iron on the ground over here. But there's only 20 left, but whatever. We should be able to get the rest of this
You can now
going.
watch mining
There we go.
drones extract the oxides, and working drones deliver them to the smelting furnace.
Beautiful. So we gotta produce a bunch of steel now.
Director, you can never have too much smart concrete, so it's worth spending time to produce it. For this purpose, we have a pressing module, which may not be the most efficient way, but it's good enough to start with.
Sounds good.
The pressing module requires only regolith, which is a type of lunar dirt plentiful here. Assign mining drones to the evacuation so that we have the resources we need. Free drones will deliver the regolith to production themselves.
It's pretty much already done.
Director, we're getting word of supply shortages from almost everywhere on Earth. The explosion cut off most of the supply channels from the moon. Millions of people are in need of resources, and we can satisfy that demand. Supplies used to run through the contract system, but it came to a complete halt after the explosion. We might be able to fix that.
Alrighty.
Well, that's a start. There should be enough smart concrete for the first time.
Crust representatives attempting to contact us. Please. To contact us. The company solely owns the space elevator. Such people can be refused. Oh, he is no talking? No talky talk? Why is there no talking?
Well, let's not waste any time. Professor, you prepared a research plan before starting the expedition, didn't you?
Absolutely. First, we need to increase production. We have smelting furnaces, but we need extractors and refineries to extract the oxides. Director, Crust has handed us the research plan, and we're ready to begin. Research underground mining and place 2 extractors on the iron and silicon veins.
All right, so let's do the research thing. Down here in the research tree, they want us to do the regolith extractors. So we shall put that on there. We'll go ore detector and conveyor belts. That's what we'll do for the start. And over here in fundamentals, we have some drone stuff. So maybe we'll do the landing platform is going to start for questing. Automatic repairs. You know what? I'm going to do this one first. So that way drones know to auto repair buildings. So I don't have to click on them all the time. I think that would be a good thing. And then I think we'll go with drilling speed afterwards. Oh, we can do that now. That's good. We researched the regolith extractor. So now we can do that. Go into production. Isn't it? No mining cat. Extractor. So, all right. Obviously, we're going to have to go with this one.
Complete.
Don't forget that extractors need electricity. Hold down shift to build a chain of utility poles.
Gotcha, Chief. All right, so we got this and this done. Good, good.
I see in the data that the extractors have started mining. Now, finish the research and build 2 regolith refineries for producing iron and silicon, respectively. Director, place the regolith refineries similarly to optimize future production.
So because we have these up here, I'm just going to try to keep these close. We'll do something like that.
The single regolith refinery extracts the necessary oxides from the regolith by thermal treatment. The process leaves slag that can also be used in production.
And we'll be able to make smart bricks with all the slag. So what we'll do is eventually we'll end up removing these and we'll put them in front of our smelters for now. Or our regolith refiners here. So it appears all the mining guys are done, so I'm going to remove them all off of mining for now. Yeah, so everybody should be just a normal bot. Cool.
Objective achieved.
Beautiful.
The single regolith refinery is a mono-refinery that can only produce one type of oxide at a time. Be sure to select the recipes for iron and silicon oxide to start production.
All right, so now we get a bunch of science, which is pretty cool.
Director, a conveyor belt will speed up production and eliminate the need for drones in resource delivery. I advise you to keep an eye on this technology.
You heard him, Director. Now we have a steel production chain, but we can increase its efficiency by connecting the modules with conveyor belts. It will reduce the load for drones and speed up production. Exactly what we need right now.
Sounds good. So let's do some conveyor belts. And we can just connect them like that. Oh, Jesus. I just noticed I have the machine on backwards. Way to go, Boggy Boy. Alright, so let's delete that one. Is that one going to be the same thing? Okay, see, that one I did right. Now we got a conveyor belt to that one. So I'll delete that and I'll flip it around. There we go. Correction fixed. So now it should be making the iron oxide. And can we go over here and get the furnaces? Yeah. So we'll just put them a 1 gap away. Should be holding shift, but what? Put some belts there. There we go. I'll put some electricity. And then we'll have those smelters going. And then these ones here we can just delete. And now we have set these up to plates. And you guys to silicone. Beautiful. Now that's all automated.
Crust's task tasks require significant resource investment, which means we need to seriously expand our manufacturing capabilities. Let's start producing components. We need titanium to manufacture parts. Find titanium deposits among the regolith using an ore detector to seriously expand our manufacturing capabilities. Let's start producing components.
Sounds good, boss. All right, so we got the gore detector here. We'll put it close to power. We'll give it power. Oh, that was full, huh?
Objective achieved.
Don't forget to connect it to the network. The ore detector uses battery power to run the scans. The further the scanning area is, the more power it requires. Select the finished ore.
Okay, so we'll try to be mindful of how we're scanning here. So that one's just that.
Objective achieved.
Great job.
Okay, thank you.
Director, here's the latest news regarding contracts. To resume shipments to Earth, we'll need to restore communication and significantly expand production. If we manage this in the near term, I'll negotiate an extremely lucrative contract with the aerospace company FASM. They've lost their supplier and are willing to pay generously for an urgent order. I'm still looking into the matter, but be prepared to devote all resources to this effort if you want to maximize the benefits. I'll return as soon as new information becomes available.
Cool. Let's do another scan. See if we try to get more stuff in there. See, farther away you go, it's harder to see if we can get those two. I got one of them. Didn't get the ice though. That's pretty chiseled.
Director, our energy reserves are almost at zero.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll stop scanning for now because we're gonna run out of power.
Director, I consider it my duty to remind you that lunar research is divided into three main fields: fundamental, engineering, and social. Each laboratory is capable of conducting independent research, but studying certain technologies may require the cooperation of multiple fields.
I think we're gonna want to do the that as well. That would be good.
All available research is grouped into some research requires multiple types of science. You can always rearrange your research to actualize.
Perfect. Thanks. And then they want us to get into like, production stuff too, right? So we'll do that a little bit as well. We're going to get a component factory at one point as well.
Director, our operation requires a colossal amount of funds. The budget is stretched to its limits, and there are no new investments in sight. We need to come up with something urgently.
We got a plan. Weren't you in the conversation earlier?
I have a solution to our problems, Director. We can establish trade with other organizations on the moon. This way, surplus resources are converted into money, which we currently lack. To send resources, we need a landing platform. And to access the market, we need to research the online market.
Sounds good, sir.
This is why you get paid the big bucks, Ledger. Great idea. Director, let's get started immediately. Research and construction will take some time.
Baby steps, my dear. Baby steps. There we go. We upgraded our power here. So this is going to do us quite well. Going to help us out a lot. I'm going to put the rare earth near the top. I think it would be good if we start being able to break down all this rare earth all over the place. I would like to do that. So now we have the ability to mine the rare earth materials. So I'm going to transform some of these guys into miners. And we're going to start getting rid of all this rare earth that's all over the place here. That way we can start making room for our production lines and everything, right? So temporarily, we're going to put down a rolling mill and a components factory. These are going to help us advance into the game. So that way we can get some more science for more research. We are going to throw an extractor on here, I believe. Temporarily, we'll put a regolith refiner. We'll hook up a belt to it, and finally we will power it. There we go. And then what we'll do is we're just going to need to put a smelter at the end of it, and then we'll be done. We'll set this one up for titanium oxide, and when this one is done, we'll make the titanium rods. And we're also going to have to power it. There we go. Got that all done. Now these guys are going to be doing whatever they're doing. No, we didn't get any science for that.
Director, we have a message on the emergency channel. I'll put it on the screen.
Cool.
Attention. This is Arthur Moore, commander of the Hope 2 orbital station. The station has sustained severe damage from multiple collisions. We have lost key control modules. A hard moon landing will occur in the coming weeks. Request assistance from anyone who hears this message.
Damn, huh?
All crew members are ordered to take shelter in Block 4. I repeat.
The debris from the meteorite impact must have gotten Hope 2. I'm already contacting Crust to report it.
All right, Crust 2 is aware of the situation with Hope 2, is already working on evacuation plan. All right.
With all due respect, Director, I do not share your doubts. People are in danger, and if it's in our power to help them, we must do so.
With all due respect, Alice, altruism has clouded your judgment. Crust is clearly asking for grant aid that we cannot afford right now. I suggest we focus on restoring production and resuming shipments to Earth, where resources are urgently needed right now. Also, I've negotiated a prepayment with FASM. We can use their funds if we start reestablishing the contract system now.
All you care about is profit. If that's the case, think of the technology Crust will provide. It's worth as much as our base in its current state.
Do we pay a fair price for their technology? Don't forget, Director, by accepting Crust's offer, we will allow them to decide how our base is developed. We'll have to focus on the construction of the living quarters and postpone the expansion of high-tech manufacturing and investigation of the meteorite case.
Crust is going to accommodate the surviving Hope 2 crew members at your base in exchange for equipment and technologies for us to carry out a rescue mission. If you accept Crust's offer, you will lose access to the FASM contract, for which the corporation is willing to pay upfront.
Like always, I always go with let's do our own thing. One day I'll try the whole crew thing, but I think I'm just gonna go with let's do our own thing.
I hear you. Crust is capable of organizing a rescue operation independently, but the explosion damaged the system for communicating with the nearest facilities.
If we decide to resume...
Fixing a repeater is no big deal, but the Crust equipment isn't just lying around. We've already been offered it twice. There may not be a third time.
Crust is requesting your assistance in restoring the communication system on the moon in exchange for equipment to perform work on the transponder.
Pleasure doing business with you. We'll send you the rover scout and the coordinates for the repeater shortly.
All right, cool. So we're gonna do our own thing, but we do get some of their stuff, I guess.
Circumstances is try to salvage the equipment that miraculously survived.
Cool.
Director, we managed to send the research rover scout. It's essential for your mission. Examine the satellite repeater and activate it by any means possible. Mr. Ratchet will help you sort out the controls. You're free to use data that will help the mission. Some of it will expedite the research. Professor Wilfrey knows what to do with it. However, remember that all ship logs, crew records, and other materials related to the incident are the property of Crust. Your company has no authority to examine this information.
I feel like his voice changed. Like it's not like his voice. Anyways, that's just me, man.
Ratchet, did you hear? Crust put you in charge of the new toy. Don't mess it up. They won't give us another one.
I wouldn't laugh at that if I were you. We're sending an expensive machine off base where the satellite link doesn't work. If we lose it, well... Anyway, Director, let's get back to work. Land the cargo pod with the rover and we'll continue.
Okay, let's go up here. Guess we'll just drop it here.
Objective achieved.
Beautiful.
Horizon 6. Almost everything has been modified. Only the hull is original. There's serious hardware there. Even Crust doesn't have much like it. Send it off base and see what we can find with it.
Okay. Well, leave the base. Okay, so now
Crust
that
has
we're
sent
out
the
here.
coordinates of the repeater. Let's send the rover there and try to deal with that piece of junk.
Colleagues, I'll remind you that we already received payment for the FASM contract, but haven't started fulfilling it yet. We need to hurry up to avoid damaging our reputation as a reliable supplier.
Yes, yes, yes.
In this case, we need to research and build a landing platform.
We shall get to that, Alice. We shall get to that. So we're gonna set up an expedition. Apollo, go. And then you're going, right? I think it's better just to right click on something and investigate instead of like doing whatever I just did. I don't think that actually worked. I don't know.
Director, it will be extremely difficult to fully reactivate the repeater under the current circumstances. It will still serve our mission, but it is no longer connected to Earth.
That's
We
unfortunate.
extracted the necessary data, but I'd suggest holding off on reporting it to Crust. It's full of valuable resources that would come in handy at our base.
Mr. Ratchet, are you out of your mind? You're going to go behind Crust's back, and this rover isn't even capable of carrying cargo.
We'll report the data we found after retrieving the surviving resources. Crust doesn't necessarily need to know they existed. For delivery, let's try to fix this piece of scrap metal, Pathfinder 3B. It's an outdated model, but it has increased maneuverability and payload capacity. Just what we need.
There you go.
Excellent. Crust has enough on their plate. Let's not bother them unnecessarily. Send the drones to repair the cargo truck when they have enough material.
Sounds good. So we'll go over repair. So while traveling too, just bringing it home or whatever. I think he's moving. Or did I have
Director,
him
we're
stop?
testing Crust's patience. I would strongly advise against giving such a powerful corporation a reason to be disappointed in our company.
Oh, lady, calm down. All right, so we got a little bit more science going
You
on.
might
That's
not
good.
think so by the look of this old guy, but the cargo truck has passed all the tests and is ready to go. Now send it to the repeater and pick up the resources we found.
Sounds good. And he might be just stopped there doing science. But regardless, we're just getting some science from him sitting there doing nothing, right? Or is he not moving? Regardless. Free science. I'll help us out with this stuff in here. Now that our transport truck is outside, we can take him. Probably set up an expedition would be better, right? And we go get all this stuff over here. Fill the truck and then put it back to base and then send. Beautiful. Then you don't have to worry about click, 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 click and stuff. So that's good. I'll come back to base in time. So because it's part of one of the missions, temporarily what we're going to do is we're going to put like a landing pad right here.
The only thing left to do is to get a license to access the Tinder system, so that we can become legitimate participants in the global contracting system.
Good stuff. And then in order to do that, that is going to be in the research. We're going to have to research this right here. So as soon as something is done, we'll put it into the queue.
Alice, we're done. The resources are already in the truck. It's time to report back to Crust.
Okay, I'll send a message.
Objective achieved.
There we go.
Do you not understand the seriousness of the mission entrusted to you? You were supposed to hurry. We anticipated that fully restoring communication with the moon might not be easy, but the situation is even worse than expected. Listen to me carefully, Director. From now on, any information you receive from Crust must be kept strictly confidential. You are tasked with organizing and equipping an expedition to the meteorite impact site on the far side of the moon. To accomplish this, you will need to obtain navigation data for the transport,
Deploy a life support system for the operators. Await further instructions.
Telling you, I really don't like this new voice that they're using for this guy. It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't fit.
So, Crust signed us up for a top secret operation without even asking the director.
It surprises me that they ask for his opinion about accommodating Hope 2. Usually, if Crust wants something, they don't ask permission.
Given the current situation, this is even to our advantage. Their capabilities on the moon now depend on us. This means we can get everything we need from them in exchange for cooperation.
I'm gonna grab the ice collector too.
Director, we've temporarily stabilized the Hope 2 station, which was damaged during the meteorite impact. The station's orbit height continues to decline, and the closer it gets to the moon, the harder it becomes to transmit messages from our control point. We've sent you the coordinates of the cargo terminal, which we use to communicate with orbital stations. You'll need to see what condition the terminal is in. Contact Hope 2 and get navigation data for the expedition to the site of the meteorite impact. Send the rover and continue preparing for the expedition. Expect technology for building life support systems soon.
All right, we need to get in touch with Hope 2 and prepare to receive the expedition operators. Well, Crust never gives us a simple task.
All right, everybody. I think I'm gonna call that an episode. We did pretty good today. I got no complaints. Got a good basic start, anyways, to the game, and then next episode, hopefully, we can start getting down some actual production lines going on and stuff like that. Because we got a nice little gap here there that we can use with no interruptions. So, just other than this here, there we can build out that way or downwards or something. But yeah, for now, there we got a nice little strip here. So, all right. So, I hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody. Like, subscribe, peace, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.